Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to discuss with you why I believe the Tudor Pelagos is the best bargain of the luxury watch world. And I know this is a pretty bold statement, but this watch has a lot going for itself. And today I wanted to start by thanking the viewers of my latest video, the Omega Speedmaster video, which is my fastest growing, the video with the most views in my channel. So thank you very much for that support. I do put a lot of effort in these videos, and to see those comments and those views just make it worthwhile. So thank you very much. And again, if you like what I'm doing, please don't hesitate to give a like and of course subscribe, because I am trying to put these videos a bit more often than I used to. That being said, wristwatch check, and I am wearing the Laurier Neptune, which is a pretty good watch. Not what I was expecting, but still not a bad watch. So let's get back to this watch, and let's start by the basic dimensions. And the same goes for the black and the left-hand drive LHD versions. This watch is 42 millimeters in diameter, with a thickness of 14.5 millimeters, a lug-to-lug distance of 50 millimeters, and a lug width of 22. So it's a big boy, and you will sure feel that you're wearing a big watch on your wrist. However, and this is my first positive about this watch, you don't feel the heft and the weight too much, because this watch is made out of titanium. Titanium is a very good material for dive watches because it corrodes less than stainless steel, and it's lighter, so you can make watches that are bigger but that are not substantially heavier. And of course, titanium has also a downturn, and it's the fact that it scratches very easily. As you can see, I have scratched mine, even though I babied very much. And second positive, this watch is a rugged, robust watch with as much water resistance and ruggedness as you will ever need. Even though it's always lived under the shadow of its bigger brother Rolex, Tudor has a lot of brand prestige and heritage that it can boast, that it can be proud of. For example, as you might be aware, in the 60s and 70s, the Tudor Submariner was issued to many armed forces around the world, and most famously to the French Marine Nationale, which is the French Navy. And that was a Tudor Submariner with square indices. And if you go to the used market and try and get one of those pieces, you'll see that they're asking for outrageous prices for one of those. And if you can get one with the military papers, I have seen some go for 15,000–20,000 euros. And that watch had square indices just like this one, and was blue just like this one. So this Tudor Pelagos can trace its lineage back to that prestigious Tudor Submariner issued to the Marine Nationale. However, this watch doesn't dwell in the past, and incorporates a lot of advancements that are pretty outstanding for the price point. And some of those are, well, of course, the use of titanium as a material, something that hasn't been done before by Rolex. And second of all is the use of the first manufacturer caliber by Tudor. This movement was introduced in 2015 with the second iteration of this Tudor Pelagos. And as I said, it's a very strong argument for the watch, because this movement was the first movement in the Tudor or Rolex lineup to get a 70-hour power reserve, to get an anti-magnetic silicon balance spring, and it's impressive to know that Rolex only followed suit in 2017 with the release of its 32 calibers. And let me demonstrate the winding of this movement. It's absolutely smooth. It's great. You can feel your winding. You know, it doesn't go ratchety like most movements, even luxury movements that go ratchety. This is really, really smooth. I mean, so Tudor is under the umbrella of Rolex. And here you're having a watch that is, when it came out in 2015, it's in every way, in every aspect, technically better than a Submariner, or even at the time of a Seedweller, which was the top of the line in Rolex divers. So how could Rolex allow this watch? We'd had a better power reserve, we'd had a better material, and which was technically way superior than the Rolex Submariner and the Rolex Seedweller to come out to the market. I believe they know that their Submariner is so strong as a product that it doesn't need to fear from anyone, even in its own family. Another big positive of this watch is this amazing bezel. Okay, it's only a 60 click unidirectional, but it has such a nice détente. It has such a nice action that you don't actually need anything else. And it clicks like nothing I've seen. It's very loud. It's the loudest of the clicking sounds that I've had from my divers from any nationality. And it just clicks beautifully, and when you wind it, I think, my humble opinion, is that it's better than a modern Rolex Submariner. And let me tell you why. Because you can even not look at the watch and keep on turning the bezel, but at one point, if you keep on turning it, it becomes easy until it reaches the 12 spot, and then it locks firmly in place. You need extra pressure to be able to move it again from that 12 position. And that is just amazing attention to detail. Okay, as for the case of this watch, it's nothing special. You cannot, unless you're dealing with Grand Seiko, there is not a lot you can do to machine titanium in a nice way. You can see you have a bit of chamfering in the edges that is a bit reflective, but nothing else. They haven't tried to do anything fancy with the case. This, after all, is a rugged tool watch, and it doesn't need any fancy facets and any fancy finishing. Another amazing aspect of this watch, it's the clasp. A lot of people will tell you that the modern Rolex Submariner clasp is the better in the business. This goes beyond that. It just opens like any other, like any Rolex or Tudor of this range. So Tudor Genève. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but the clasp is the only part of the watch that is made of stainless steel. And that is because you don't want it to be scuffed too much. As I said, the titanium scuffs very easily, and the clasp, being the part that is the most prone to scratching, it's going to be the most in contact with surfaces like your table or your desk. It's going to scratch a lot. So that is why I believe quite intelligently Tudor have decided to incorporate a stainless steel clasp. And of course, you have a diving extension here. That works as any diver extension. You have these amazing clasps. See, you move it here, and by moving it here, you have three fixed positions for the length of the bracelet. So 1, 2, and 3. And once you reach the fourth position, 2 springs that are fixed in the bottom of the clasp will automatically adjust the bracelet to your specific needs. So there's not even a need to adjust the bracelet manually. It will do it for you automatically. And that is super cool. But we could talk technical prowess for hours. The actual reason to be of a luxury product is to make you feel good. And when I look at that Lume, it just makes me smile. It's so wonderful, so potent, so long-lasting, and so beautifully applied that, I don't know, I think for me, this is the best Lume in a watch. It's not as potent as Seiko's Lume Bright, but it's, I don't know, that blue iridescence, it's just perfect for me. So now come the negative points. And as you can see, as you can tell, I love this watch, but it does have some pretty negative aspects. First would be, as I have already touched, the fact that it's titanium, the grade of titanium that is used scratches very easily. And as you can see, I have put a few scratches on this one, even though it's not even 2 years old and I baby it. I have put a bit of scratching in this. It's not very pronounced because I take care of it. If I were to use it like my stainless steel watches, it would be much, much more scuffed than these. And another definite negative would be its size. So, as I have said, and as you have seen from the dimensions, this is a big watch. This is a big, chunky watch, and it's not for everyone because of that. And with the trend going back to smaller watches, this watch is just a bit too large. If it were a 40, that would be wonderful. I think it would sell much, much, much better. But bottom line, I believe the positives far outweigh the negative with all the incredible innovations of this watch, with its call back to Tudor history and heritage, with its incredible movement, which, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned it, but this movement for me, it's running at not even -2 per day. The fact that given all those positives and those very few negatives, this watch goes for 2,600, 2,700 and below, actually below 3,000 euros used full set is incomprehensible for me. I don't know why a watch with this much innovation, with the family name, with the family heritage, with the family resemblance, hasn't found its market. But that is a very good thing for us aficionados. This is amazing value for a luxury watch, and I can only recommend it. Of course, I can't recommend enough to first go ahead and try this watch, because it's a big watch. It will not be suitable for everyone. So the combination of amazing features, brand heritage, and incredible value lead me to say that this is the best bargain you can get in the luxury watch world. So that has been the review. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please don't hesitate to comment on what you think about the video and about the subject. If you have any other ideas for the best bargain in luxury watches, please share in the comments and let's start a discussion. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like the content, and I'll be seeing you very soon. Thank you.